Hello and welcome back to NoBS. Today we're talking about a popular singer, an English singer, songwriter, and actress going by the name Rita Ora. This pretty girl is actually getting pretty popular in certain circles, but the people she's hanging with seem to be turning on her. It appears the communities that she's tried to pander to recently have decided to turn on her, so she's kind of got herself into a bit of a pickle. I actually really do want to feel sorry for her too. I pity her because she's being attacked for her background, which is super messed up. This is a bad case of racism we're going to get into. And yeah, basically she tried to pander to the woke minority crowd, and now they're turning on her because they realized her parents are from Albania. Her parents are white, and they thought she was mixed or a minority before. And it's coming to this point where it's like straight up pretty much anti-white racism. Like, that's what shocked a lot of people. They found out her parents were this certain color and now they're offended by her. And I'll give them some credit. I mean, she definitely did try to get in with like the hip hop craze and the like different kinds of culture, like the hip hop culture, black culture. Like, she tried to appeal to this crowd and definitely got in with a lot of DJs and a lot of artists and rappers in that genre. So the problem is, I mean, obviously, I don't think it's offensive. Like, I don't know if she ever said she was black or lied about anything. I don't have those quotes yet, but there are people accusing her of that. Actually, they have an interesting way of putting it. If you look at this Google search, it says Rita Ora is accused of blackfishing and cultural appropriation. And I think this picture is pretty damning. Like, if she did dress up like this, that looks pretty bad. I'll admit it. Like, she's definitely trying to get in with the woke crowd and try to look a little like, you know, a little African American, like she's from the streets. She's looking like for that ghetto culture, you know, like rap and hip hop look. And that's coming to bite her. So that's why I say there's a little bit of like just desserts here, because she's trying to appeal to this group and now they're turning on her. We know that they're really, really obsessed with identity and like things like that, race, skin color, background. That's all a big important thing for leftists like this. So this is kind of a two-faced kind of story, a double-edged sword, because I do feel bad for her, but she also is kind of getting what she gets. You know, she's getting her comeuppance, like it was a long time coming, but I won't put her down that much. I think she seems like a nice girl. She's obviously very pretty, and she's done good music too. So I'm not going to actually blame her too much. I'll put that out there at the beginning as a side note, but after all, really what's happening is it's just anti-white racism. As you can see by this article that really kind of spells it out properly, it says, people are just realizing that both of Rita Ora's parents are white, and now she's being accused of black fishing. So this to me is showing the pretty anti-white racism here. And I will admit too, I think another thing I'll admit is if you look at this picture, she definitely doesn't look like traditionally white. She's looking a little brown, like a little mixed, like she might be like something else, and that's fine too. Like, whatever you look like, whatever your background is, that's totally fine. But apparently she's white and her parents are white. And I think it's like a Middle Eastern kind of white, like somewhere like Albania is like, you know, south near the Caucasus Mountains in the Caucasian area. It's like Russian white. Like, there's definitely different versions of white people. And that's the other thing that people don't understand. Like, white people can be tan too. Like, it's not all about like, oh, you have to be the lightest of skin colors. Like, this is definitely a popular look and trend in the community. It's just, yeah, she definitely plays up certain features and definitely gets in with the woke crowds and like does the hair and stuff. But the main point here is, and I think the part that's so damning and messed up, is people realized her parents are white and now they're mad at her and they're attacking her. And then the blackfishing thing, we haven't even got to this term, but I think we can guess what it means. It looks like it's a play on catfishing. Catfishing is, of course, when you're dating on the internet and someone puts up fake pictures to make themselves look better. And I think with blackfishing, apparently, if you could guess, it seems pretty obvious that it's like someone who's pretending to be black or part minority, and they're like fishing it, and like, this is her blackfishing. And I think there might be an argument for that. Like I said, there definitely was some pictures in the other articles on this one of her like with a straight up afro and cornrows and dreads and stuff like that. I mean, that's definitely possible, but I don't really buy into the whole cultural appropriation thing either. Like, cultural appropriation is just a bogus buzzword, and we all know it's just used to bash white people. This is another thing. That's the whole story here. This is anti-white. People are triggered that she's white, and they're calling it cultural appropriation. So that's part of the problem. It's really bad. And even though she might have brought this upon her, it's still showing the anti-white racism in these kinds of circles. And in this article too, it says, Rita Ora has come under scrutiny after a semi-viral tweet called attention to her white parentage. On Sunday, one Twitter user accused the 29-year-old British singer of blackfishing, attaching a photo of Ora with her parents and images of her wearing historically black hairstyles. Finding out Rita Ora isn't black at all and both her parents are white Albanians is so trippy. The girl's been blackfishing, said the tweet, which has racked up nearly 100,000 likes and more than 20,000 retweets. So here are the pictures. Here's her parents. Here's the hairstyles we're talking about. And yeah, I think we could see it, like I could see these dreads. I could see these kinds of hairstyles. She's got the full on fro. And yeah, it's like she's not black. She's trying to act black and it's coming back to bite her. But the other angle to that is the people coming after her are wrong still. Like they are being anti-white, and cultural appropriation isn't like this big racist bad thing. It's just a thing used to attack white people. Like the girl isn't black in the slightest. This is kind of freaking me out. The Twitter user continued, adding that white women really slip into black personas so easily. Ora's family is from Kosovo, a self-declared independent country in the Balkan Peninsula, whose population consists mainly of Albanian and Serbian people. In 2016, Wendy Williams told Ora, "I thought you were half black and half white," or something like that. Ora replied, "Everyone usually does. I might as well be, but no, I'm Albanian." So it's kind of like a thing too. Like I know Albanians are white, but they're definitely like close towards the Middle East, and like it's like a former Russian kind of place too that just looks a little different. And I think that's part of the reason there's some confusion. Despite her white European heritage, Ora has repeatedly worn her hair in box braids, cornrows, and an afro. More recently, she galled and styled her baby hairs, all of which is widely considered cultural appropriation. White celebrities like Kylie Jenner, Kim Kardashian, Jeffree Star, Bad Baby, and Lucy Hale have been criticized for wearing similar hairstyles. As Gina Conte wrote for BET, black hair has been ridiculed, mocked, discriminated against, and policed since the first colonizers arrived on the continent of Africa. When we talk about cultural appropriation of our braided hairstyles, whether it's boxer braids or Bo Barrack braids, we are simply pointing out the historical context and ancestral significance that comes with our hairstyles. Black hair isn't a trend as soon as it's on a white head. So I think that's just their justification for their racism. I mean, I understand there's history. I understand there's bad stuff in African-American history. Like, I feel bad that stuff happened in the past, but you're not the only ones. Like, everyone had bad things in their past. Everyone was a victim and hurt from slavery. There was slaves of all different kinds all over the world. So I understand, but I think you're really harping on it too much and race obsessed. And you're just obviously using this as a way to go after white people. Say, no, you can't wear this. You can't do this. You can't have our style, our this or that. And it's just messed up because they spend so much time like trying to get their stuff popular, trying to push for black culture to be out there. Like, they promote things like the Black Panther movie and try to get their channels, BET, get them more popular. They try to put that stuff. But then whenever the public embraces it, they say that's racist. So it's kind of like counterintuitive. It's like, do you want us to like Black Panther? But then you say it's only yours, so we can't have anything to do with it. It's just kind of like mixed messages. Paired with her tan skin tone, Ora's stylistic decisions apparently led many fans to think she is black or mixed race. As people on Twitter have realized she's white, Ora has been accused of intentionally cultivating the assumption, a phenomenon known online as blackfishing. Yeah, I could see the pictures. I could see the cornrows and that stuff. I mean, it's pretty damning. Like, I'm going to admit, like I was saying in the beginning, like she definitely had this coming. She like brought this in. She's almost like, I could almost see like a Rachel Dolezal vibe here. That's like the real fake black chick who actually said she was black. But this is just more like an artist trying to get in on the black culture and be cool with like hip hop people. And that's pretty apparently what's Rita Ora's doing. And it's coming back to bite her. It just shows that this is a toxic environment. These people are very covetous and jealous, and they can't stand white people, essentially. Kate Young, a culture critic, wrote that Ora was absolutely doing Rihanna cosplay for a couple years there. Others accuse her label, Jay-Z's Rock Nation, of marketing her as racially ambiguous or even Rihanna 2.0. So now Jay-Z's getting involved. Black Lives Matter people are hating on her. Some people defended Ora, arguing she's naturally ethnic or ambiguous and that her only source of blame is wearing black hairstyles. Yeah, that's the point that really just kind of takes her too far and it makes it look like she's trying to pander. She's trying to get in with that crowd. So I understand that, but there's two sides. Like we said, this is just a little complex, a little nuance in this story, but we're all keeping up. It makes sense. I think it's clear that the people getting offended are being anti-white racist too. Like cultural appropriation is just a way to attack white people. And the fact that they want to like be so covetous of their hairstyles and stuff, it's just super tribal and super woke and messed up. Representatives for Ora did not immediately respond to Insider's request for comment. So that about wraps it up. I think we got some comments and some responses. We've got Rita talking, trying to defend herself. I think she's to blame partially too. But the worst part is that, you know, the anti-white racism, like they found out she was white and then they got triggered. That's super messed up. And, you know, I understand that they felt misled, but I don't see any proof of her lying about it. Like she's not straight up claiming anything like a full Rachel Dolezal who pretended to be black straight up. So I think there's some redeeming qualities to this story, and the most messed up part is the anti-white racism. So with that said, that about wraps things up. Now is time for you guys to comment your thoughts on everything below. Tell us what you think about Rita Ora. Had you heard of this singer at all before? Are you interested in this story? Do you think it's offensive for her to supposedly blackfish, or do you think it's more offensive for all these people in her black communities and in this area on Twitter and in the music business? Do you think it's more offensive that they're attacking her for having white parents? I mean, that's pretty anti-white. I think if you attack someone for having black or brown parents, that would be offensive. So I think it should be a courtesy that's given to all Americans, including the white ones. So with that said, that about wraps things up. Hit the like button if you enjoyed today's video. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the bell for notifications. And until next time, have a great day.